You will never defeat me!
Hello everyone, welcome back for another episode of Diablo 3. As part of the next season journey bit, we need to, push all the way up to GR30. We also need to do the set dungeon for the Seeker of Light. But I think probably we'll push on with the rifting, get that ticked off, and then we can go across to Leoric's mansion and figure out where the set dungeon itself actually is. So, onwards, dear soldiers! And this is the point where we realise that Matrix was actually doing quite a fair bit, certainly with his mobility and pushing on through. And where we're going to struggle with is moving on quickly with areas, but that's alright. I don't mind that so much. Hopefully we'll also start finding some stuff for the Captain America build, because that is really what we want for this character. We're happy to be Thor for the moment, but it is not an endgame build plan for us. In fact, there is no plan to this. It's basically just items that we've found in a dumpster. And yes, I do count Kadala as being a dumpster. Ah, thank you very much for that, Wallafried. That's exactly the information I needed to know. So we don't need to go to Leoric's Manor because we need to go to the Ancient Waterway in Act 2 in order to find the set dungeon for this. Bang! That was huge. That was just like, step up, step down, stomp, and they're dead. This is actually not the way we need to go. Background. Fleeting Shrine will help us move around. Now this is also we can get greater key, so we can do the GR30 run, of course. Still looking for decent items as we go, though. And that damage, Blessed Hammer being increased by all of the items that we've got. I do want to check which ones are multiplicative and which ones are additive, but I suspect that there's a lot of massive synergies that can happen, which is why our damage range is so varied, from like 18 million up to over 1 billion. And at the moment we've got Maximus on. If we had Johanna's argument on, it would be even more. And it would be even faster, but at the same time we'd run out of Wrath a lot faster. So I don't know if that's exactly beneficial. It's hard to tell. But I suppose we'd also be generating Wrath faster as well. But it would be a very different playstyle. I mean, it would be screens of hammers. Screens of hammers. Let's make ourselves big for a moment. We're running through it at a reasonable rate. Yeah, and a Zodiac Ring, of course, would help even further. Right, let's push on and round. What do we got? So for the set dungeon, we might need Cam's Rebuttal and the Zodiac Ring, but we can at least have a look, find out where it is, and see what it entails. We may be able to complete it without mastering it, but Matrix had Cam's Rebuttal, and I turned it down when he offered it to us, because I wasn't willing to give up the foot. The only actual piece of the Captain America build that we've found, really. Cheers for stopping by, Helldog. I hope you've had a good evening, and it's been a pleasure having you along for the stream. Right, where's the next batch? There you are. Smack them for a little bit, and we'll charge on down and round. Oh, hello. Yeah, Torment 4 is definitely not massively challenging for us. We can definitely pump it up to Torment 5. I don't have any patience. Patience is not my strong suit. What have we got? We're moving on to the next area? Yes, it looks like we are. Alright, well, we'll just kill a couple of these. There we go. And in we go. Pool of reflection, that will help with our leveling. Leveling has, of course, slowed down since we've made it up to 83 Gs. We have really pumped those levels in today, haven't we? Considering when we started today, our Barbarian wasn't even level 70, and we've gone from Garrigan 2 up to Garrigan 83.
Not yet.
Anyone in here? Anyone? Oh, I see you. Little bit overkill? Maybe. Lots of fun? Definitely. Yeah, these blood priests are quite weird. Still, it's a cool bunch of mobs, and I do like the new tile sets that they introduced for that. I like that they are still introducing new stuff to the game. It does keep it fun and yeah, moving forwards. Plus, there was proper effort put into them as well. It wasn't just like tiny color changes or anything like that, any crap like that. Up and down. Grab as much of this as we can. Move on a little bit. Speed pylon. That'll help us move around a little bit. Do want some nice mobs to kill rather than just charging around aimlessly. My little stomach running out to get our loot there. Good little chap that he is. Right, this pack should finish it off. So Vesalius is gone. That was pretty quick. Blood Shards, Forgotten Souls, not a huge amount there, but most importantly, ooh, well, we got the Man Prodder. That wasn't what I was going to say for most importantly, but you know, I'm not going to complain about it. 1, 2, 3 Garrigan levels right there. Hand that in with Auric, and let's salvage all this stuff up. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, so let's go have a look at this set dungeon, and then if it's a bit difficult, we can go back from that. So we need to go to Act 2, to the Ancient Waterway, and enter the Waterlogged Passage. And it'll be somewhere along here. There it is. Okay, let's see what it says. Cast Falling Swords 3 times in 15 seconds 3 times. Okay, that's difficult. Don't get hit by a single mortar. That's possibly difficult. So, Falling Sword, the cooldown reduction, cooldown's 30 seconds. Wait. 3 times in 15 seconds 3 times. Okay, so we're going to have to complete it by not getting hit by a single mortar. We're not going to be able to do the other objective. Hello? There's certainly nice, hefty groups. But yeah, I can see that having the other thing is almost certainly going to be necessary. Right, let's get in close on this guy. That'll make a huge difference to our damage, but we can't let him hit us with a mortar. Okay, we're doing alright on the number of mobs we're killing. Wait. Okay, back we go. It's a very empty dungeon. It's oh so quiet. Yeah, in order to get the objective, you're going to need that thing that allows you to cast it twice in very quick succession. But we should be able to complete it as long as we're careful with stuff. We've still got 2 minutes left. Lots of time. We just need to make sure we don't get hit by any of those mortars. And that may mean getting a whole bunch of them together so we can be safe about it. Right, 5 more monsters to go. There's one. Ow! He's actually hitting us quite nastily. Maddening questions. Okay, 4 monsters left to go. Okay, so now we could just back out, I reckon. Or wait for the time to expire, 55 seconds. There's still 88 monsters. Yeah, let's just stay back, nice and safe. Yeah, Cam's rebuttal will allow us to complete the other bit. With a fair amount of time left, and we've been quite careful about our approach, it wouldn't actually be that difficult for us to master this one. I reckon 88 in the time that we had left, and we were going quite cautiously through. We don't have a huge number of Garrigan levels backing us up, and we've only got a basic spattering of gear at the moment, so it's definitely one that we can do in the future. Still, let's wait out these last 10 seconds or so. And then we'll hop into a GR70 Rift. Cool. They call me the Seeker. Banner Sigil. And set me free. Not bad. Not bad at all. It is nice that the dungeon has stuff that you need a little bit extra in order to get through and do. Okay, so GR30, of course, is going to be up above Torment 6. Let's go to Torment 6 and we'll see how survivable we are there. This may be a little bit much, but we can try it. It's always good to push yourself a little bit, while still keeping a very strong runaway urge ready. Yeah, large numbers of mortars could be very painful for us. I think we're doing alright. So it's going to be the equivalent of Torment 7. What's this giving us? Shield pylon. Alright, that's nice and straightforward. Let's hurry on then. Plow through a whole bunch more of these while we've got that going for us. And of course make sure we're not in any difficulty when the shield expires, because that would be bad and wrong. Lovely sized group down here. Oh yeah. And the hammer itself is just such a weird skill. I don't think I'll ever get used to it. It's just when it actually one-shot stuff, that's when you really notice it being effective. At least for me, that's when I notice it being effective. Otherwise, it still feels a bit... Push on, grab these. What do we got around this corner? Not much. Some things to explode by landing on. How are mobs doing for health at the moment? Somewhere in the region of 40 million. Effective! Incredibly effective, even. Don't think we're going to get any more for that conduit pylon. I think that is done. Oh, no, just a couple more. So much damage from all the explosions. Okay, well, knowing that we're sort of Torment 6 capable makes me feel less scared about Torment 7 as a whole. And we are, of course, taking this a little bit cautiously as we go through, but it's always the way to be when you know that there's a bunch of ranged stuff that's just waiting to kill you. And our Templar's becoming less survivable as well. That is important, because if he's periodically throwing little bits of healing, and not a huge amount, but just enough that we don't need to worry about our survivability, when he goes down, we could really feel it. And if that happens, it's probably because the shit's already hit the fan anyway. Let's just get a tiny bit of healing in there before our screen completely reds out. What do we got up here? Anyone? Anyone? There's a couple of ghosts ticking over in the area. Oh, we've got some mobs. Here we go. Right. What have you got? Horde, Nightmarish, Plague, Molten. That's not too bad. Your other friend died anyway. grab all of those at the same time. Thank you. Stomp, stomp, stomp. He went down pretty damn quickly. Molten Wildebeest Gizzard. And the Templar stands up. Well, he had to fall over at some point. Okay, well, we can keep pumping up our gems in the meantime. We'll try and keep them relatively even. And we can put those Garrigan points in and head back to town.
I need to go back.
And that takes it to Garrigan 88, another 2 levels. Right, let's put the difficulty up. So that was equivalent to Torment 6, so we may as well just jump to Torment 6. And get all the benefits that go along with it. Right, we'll drop off these bits and bobs. So Molten Wildebeest, that goes down in there. Maddening questions, why not? We'll hold on to it. I do love the lore and the backstories that Blizzard bothers to put into their games. It really makes the world a lot more alive. Kadala, we're still after those braces.
I didn't even know I had that.
That's too expensive.
I mean, I'll put them on because it'll do 20% more damage. But I'm not happy. Don't think I'm happy. In the meantime, we can actually just put this straight in here. And we'll jump into another regular rift, I think. Actually, no, let's salvage these up first. But it's really not helpful. Really, really not helpful. 20% more damage isn't what I wanted. I wanted stuff for the Captain America build.
Embrace your power, and you will survive.
Okay, where are we getting to in this? Looks like it's going to be a bit of a slow rift, this one. Unless something miraculously changes around one of these corners. Massive numbers with Blessed Hammer. Murder them all in a moment. It's a bit like the assassin style build for the demon hunters. Oh, that's useless. You get yourself right into the middle, you murder someone, and then you move on. Yeah, and that could be cool if like you had massive amounts of life and you were relying entirely on criticals to keep your life ticking over, but I don't think that's a good way to play. Certainly not on hardcore. I think I'd rather go for Envious Blade as far as the guaranteeing critical hits goes. And then just try and ensure that everything dies on the first hit. Oi! No dodging! Especially not when you're slinging mortars around all over the place. That's just not on. It's not on, you hear? These guys have it, right? Right. Let's see what that build is. Right, we need the witching hour for our final thing. Ooh. That's kind of funny. Seeing as we're using Justice. I think it's the Call of the Shoma is actually improving our damage against mobs because of hammer jammers in the cube. And we're not actually using Justice that much, so it's probably not worth us changing over to. But I do love that there's a whole bunch of different styles that you can get for gameplay. Like, there's no one way that's guaranteed to be the right and best way. And there's a lot that are, like, recommended and work really well, and there's obvious synergies that have been put together for it, but... let's put that point into movement speed. We are so much faster than we were at the start of the season. So much faster. Yeah, Justice those ancient remains. Right, that's a lot of things exploding. Let's grab that last bit up there. And what do we got down here? Not really worth us jumping up and down, but we'll do it anyway. Now I wonder, would if Justice spawned a Blessed Hammer and it hit fewer than 3 things, would you end up with part of the cost being returned by that item? Or would it count the cost as 0? Asking the important questions. Grab all of these. If nothing else, it's crafting ingredients. While we move on and look for the next batch. Where can we go up here? Oh, we can! Hello! Well, that's always fun. Now, if I'd seen that there was that massive group just to the side, that would have been obviously the more logical choice to go for. As it is, we have to make do with my slightly reduced effectiveness due to poor decision making there. Now, I might have to do something about survivability long term, just with percentage damage reduction. That being said, when we go over to the Captain America's stuff, that should all get taken care of anyway by having Acrylocurus in the cube, which we're not using at the moment. Well, there's actually nothing up there. The disappointment reigns supreme. Let's Falling Sword out of there. That was a little bit dangerous. Not somewhere we wanted to be standing around anyway. Grab all of these, more death breaths. And what have we got going on up here? Not a great deal. Out, out, out. Definitely being out of that. Falling Sword on cooldown and Steed Charge on cooldown. Not a brilliant combination, I gotta say. Didn't massively enjoy that. But in pushing on and punching above our weight like we are at the moment, we are getting a hell of a large amount of experience. And we will basically put on 10 Paragon levels in just a couple of rifts. Yeah, it does. Here we are, crusading every day. Making sure that everyone dies. That's basically what a crusade is, anyway.
Not yet.
Although if you want to be specific, you can throw like religious connotations on top of it, but come down here where I can fight you properly. I can't Falling Sword into the middle of that. That would be crazy suicide. Whereas down here it just feels like a bad idea rather than like actual suicide. Two Greater Rift Keystones and a Crusader Shield. Alright, what's that? Ooh, that looks fancy. It's not Jack and Board. Put that in. Now, with the Jack and Board, is that yeah, it is a Crusader Shield. So that's one that we could potentially try and craft up and then upgrade. Well, I mean, that's basically like become the big, sturdy, ultra sturdy shield man. We'll probably end up putting that in the cube. Hallowed Bulwark doesn't seem terrible. We'll put that in there as well, ready for cubing later. And why not? We probably won't end up cubing that, but it's good to have it around just in case. Helm of Command we can actually just pull out now, because that doesn't have anything that we're actually going to want to put onto it. There we go, that's much better. Salvage up all of these. So, what have we actually got in terms of... we've got enough to actually forge something. So, let's forge a Crusader Shield. It's not the shield I wanted. It is good for us, so we'll use it, but it's not the shield I wanted. That looks pretty cool though. Let's finally salvage up this. In fact, no, Waller Man can potentially go in the cube itself. We'll put that in there for the moment. And we'll talk to Kadala about some more braces, because I do want to get these ticked off if I can. Nope. Nope. Just disappointment. Just disappointment. Salvage up those bits. Okay, let's jump into another Greater Rift. We'll keep it on Torment 6, I think. Torment 7 is probably going to be just a little bit dangerous at the moment. But this is working well for us, so... We do have a lot more survivability now, so it'll be good to see how that pans out. Yeah, how it feels. How we respond to the damage put in front of us. Man, it's going to be so weird when we move away from Court of the Sherma. Super weird. Hell, it'll be weird when we move away from this Thor-style build. Now, at the moment, I'm using the steed charge as a bit of a runaway. Ooh. But it is a mobility skill for getting around as well, so we can, of course, use it for trying to push through faster. Yeah, my hammer just tears right through him. Let's put that point in up there. Jump up, give you guys a bit of a tickle. We need more yellow and blue mobs. That's what we need. Ah, there's some. Much better. And what have we got in here? Hey! Got some right at the entrance. Couple of hammers, takes him out. Yeah, we're definitely doing well on the time. I think a lot of it's about remembering how it's supposed to be played. If I step away from it for a while and come back, then of course it will be a lot more unfamiliar and a lot harder for me to just jump straight back in. Jump straight back in, falling sword. Ran a little bit low on Wrath for a moment there. Step on, grab all of these. Ooh, mortars galore. Let's just get them dead quickly. Move on and find some more mobs. Oh, there's a shield pylon just over there. That'll be quite nice. Let's get on in, we'll grab that. And then we can wander until we find a nice little group. Like this little group. Hello! Yeah, that Cord of the Sherma Hammer Jammers combination is really working for us. Still got a shield, so we don't actually care about them exploding at our feet. And a channeling pylon. Well, let's push on to the next area and try not to waste it. Stomp, stomp, stomp. The hammers, of course, doing absolute tons of damage to everything that they come in contact with. Okay, Rift Guardian. Sand Shaper. Getting thoroughly shaped by repeated hammer strikes across his face. Smack, 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 smack. Alright, let's grab all of these. Okay, now that I'm relatively certain that things are safe, let's carry on upgrading these. Okay, pretty good across the board. Which spear did it give us? Herald of Righteousness, it's a bit pants.
I'm returning to town.
If nothing else, it's a Forgotten Soul. And that's what we have to remember. They can always be turned into Forgotten Souls. Garrigan 93. Look at that. Right, salvage. Gone. This can go as well. Wreath of Lightning, this can go with our slightly more pants gems. All these ones up here, they don't have specific limited ranks to them, whereas everything down here does have a maximum rank that it can go to. So that's just so when I'm upgrading later for Counter Sans Despair that I don't get confused. That's really what that comes down to. We've still got a Greater Rift Keystone, so let's jump in. We'll go a little bit above. Let's go to 27.
Brave the rift.
Because we did get a lot more survivability with that extra shield. I think that gave us like 20% extra toughness, which is an obscene amount. I mean, it's massive. So we may as well push a little bit. And of course we're getting little damage boosts as well from our various gems and things as we're going up. They are all, of course, helping us out. Yep, that was a little painful. Didn't trigger a death, but that was a lot of explosions going off at the same time. Let's not do that again. Oh, wrong button. I meant to do that. I mean, they're like right next to each other. The number 4 and the number 1.
Strength is restored.
Well, I thought I totally made it across onto that platform. Not to worry. We'll grab that shield pylon and we'll keep pushing through this. It is a little bit more dangerous than the previous rift, but not massively so. Mostly it's the layout that's dangerous in this bit. Because we don't have much room to maneuver if things go sideways.
Not yet.
Where is there a worthy opponent? I don't see anyone around here. Unless it's the one we already killed, but that doesn't really count. You know, because we killed them. Maybe back over this way? I don't really see anyone. Oh well, I'm going to have to assume it was the one we already killed. Alright, let's push on up this way. Which one of these did I go for? Oh yeah, first time I take fatal damage, I come back to life. That is the sensible one. That's really what we want for the extra life. I'm glad that I made that choice early on. Ah, another one. Fine. Not exactly what I was hoping for, but no point crying over outer planes. Hey, quit it. Don't like the amount of like super range stuff that it's got in this one. It's a bit too rangedy for me. Right, well, we're most of the way through at the moment. As long as we stay sensible in what we're doing, I don't see us running into too much trouble. Hello. Let's not be right in the middle of Moltons and fire chains. But we can stand back just a little bit to ensure they die. Right, Falling Sword is ready to go again. What do we got? What do we got? Nothing. Nada, zilch, nil, none, nothing. Nothing awaited us around that corner. There's quite a lot of damage that they're still putting out there. Nicht! Or nicht. Alright, let's leave this place. Better, or at least it looks better. I mean, we'll see what mobs we get as we go in. Nicht. Is that any better? He's actually too low to be hit by the Blessed Hammers. I'm just wrecking all the books. There's nothing that they can actually do for us here. But it's still fun. Almost. Okay, well, I'll keep it as an almost success rather than making it worse. Oh, so nichts. Okay. I just assumed it was going to be a silent S. Cool. Well, I'm glad I got that pronunciation finally down. Let's see what we have in the form of more stuff of the Invoker. So that's 2 bits of the Invoker we've got. Nothing of the Captain America set. Let's put that in Bane of the Trapped. There we go. And we've got another couple of Garrigan levels.
I need to go back.
And of course, Zeiss Stone of Vengeance. I'll hand this in with Auric. 2 more Garrigan levels right there. And Kadala, give us some braces. I can imagine that with German, there is no such thing as a silent letter full stop, rather than just a silent S. And Nutcracker can go. Nemesis can go. And these will go, of course, over here. The Invoker does sound like a fun set. I'm looking forward to going through and doing all of them. But we'll drop those off. Vengeance goes over here. And I think that will be it for this evening. So thank you very much for stopping by. I do hope you've enjoyed this. If I get time tomorrow, I'm probably going to do some streaming tomorrow as well. I want to see if I can get to a new series starting recording at least. But other than that, I'll probably be back with my Barbarian. It's been loads of fun as always, and it is getting a little bit late. But it's been a pleasure having you all with you. Your continued support is, as always, massively appreciated. Keeps me motivated, keeps me moving forwards with this, and it makes it so much more enjoyable. But no, anyway, that's enough of me babbling on. I will see you again soon.